It's the Sports Take Lunch Break, brought to you by Office Essentials. One quick segment we're going to go through now. It's a new segment that we initiated last week. It's going to be our food for thought for the week. So it's something that maybe you've been thinking about all week that you just haven't been able to kind of forget about and you want to get off your chest. It can be in the sports world. It can be in the pop culture world. So, Sean, do you have a food for thought you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm so glad that we're doing this now because I've been looking at my sheet the whole time thinking, man, I need to get this in there. We talked a little bit about last week. Justin Bieber, who, if some of you might not know, is apparently a singer or something. I think he's from Canada, so he plays hockey. Anyway, he has challenged Jordan Binnington, the Blues Stanley Cup champion goaltender, to a friendly for charity type thing. Binnington challenged him. Okay, well, even better. I think the Biebs will score on Binnington. You can quote me on that.
Wow.
I think he will score. I don't know what the setup will be. Obviously, it's not been determined. Like, is he going to have like 4 shots or whatever? If it's one shot, probably not. But I think if they let him take more than one, the Biebs will score.
So do you think that Binnington's not that good of a goalie, or you think Bieber's like an underrated hockey player?
I think despite my love for the St. Louis Blues, I would love to see either one of these guys absolutely embarrassed in front of a public crowd. So, take that for what it will. I don't know. Maybe I'm just deranged.
Okay.
That's mine. That's mine.
That's your food for thought. How about you, Stu? Do you have a food for thought you've been thinking about this week that you want to kind of get off your chest?
One that I've been thinking about for a while is I'm just going to say that the future of the Cardinals' position at catcher, I will say a person of Molina's stature, in my opinion, should decide how long he wants to play. And I think that means that he'll probably play for a couple more years. So we'll be losing another catching prospect pretty soon, I'm pretty sure. But that's my food for thought, is Yachty decides when he hangs them up for good.
I like that. Dan, you've been kind of quietly sitting by, throwing in some comments here and there on the producer's role. Do you have any food for thought you wanted to quickly talk about? No. I know you're a huge Rush fan. Maybe that gives you...
Oh, it's going to make me sad.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, we'll leave it there. And if you're listening, Neil Peart passed away on Friday. Dan is our resident Rush hardcore fan, and there were a lot of really cool tributes in the sports world and really across the music world for Neil. So good opportunity to get back into Rush if you are a casual fan, a hardcore fan. Great opportunity to dig into their discography.
Absolutely.
My food for thought is it's something that I didn't think that was that strange until I started talking to people around the office about it. So I'm going to ask Stuart and Sean, are you familiar with the term posterize? And I can tell by the look that is an easy no.
Nope.
Okay. As a huge basketball fan, I thought that term was just a part of the sports lexicon, and clearly it's just unique to basketball. But the term posterize is, if you remember back in the day when you were a kid, you'd get those posters of Jordan and Hakeem and all these guys doing dunks, and often there was a guy that was being dunked on that looked really silly and was therefore embarrassed for life for being posterized. And it's a term that happens in the NBA. Anytime a guy does a dunk, he posterizes a guy, and you'll see a lot of defenders sidestep out of the lane to avoid ending up on a poster.
They're not on that shot.
So I was watching Connor McDavid the other night against Toronto, and he embarrassed multiple people on one play. And I thought to myself, I've never seen a hockey player in my whole life who is so skilled and superior to everyone else at a professional level that he is posterizing these goalies and these defenders on a nightly basis. And I feel like that term posterize should come out of the NBA bubble and find its way over into hockey, because McDavid is the most talented player I've ever seen with my eyes. And I'm not saying he's going to be Wayne Gretzky. I'm not saying he's going to be Sidney Crosby yet. But in terms of just an athletic standpoint, I've never seen a guy who looks like he's playing a video game and holding down the turbo button against everyone else. And, it blows me away what he does on a nightly basis.
I love the term, and I'm going to use it. I'll be looking for someone getting posterized in every game I watch from now on.
Please do. I found some Google pictures of Connor McDavid posterizing. I'll post those online because they're really great. And there's always the same look from the defender, which is this: he's reaching out with his stick, he's trying for a poke check, and he has a look on his face of desperation, knowing this guy just accelerated past him at an ungodly speed. So let's take that posterize word and put it into all of sports and not just basketball. So that's my food for thought.
Love it.
All right, well, thanks for sticking around for this final segment. We're going to get into our weekly Breakroom Battle. This usually comes from one of the questions in conversation over the last hour. Sean brought something great to the table that we thought was perfect with the All-Star game coming up in St. Louis. So the question we're going to pose, and we're going to have this on Twitter, Facebook, and our Breakroom here at Office Essentials, if Justin Bieber gets 5 breakaway opportunities against Jordan Binnington, will he score on one of those 5 attempts? Sean, you say adamantly he will score.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, Stuart, really quickly, yes or no, will he score 5 attempts?
I thought it was out of 10, yes. Out of 5, I give him a middling chance.
So that's a no. I'm going to say a no on Stu. Dan, how about you?
Oh, that's a big fat no from me.
And that's a no for me too. So that's 3 no's to Sean's 1 yes. From what I'm hearing, there's a chance that this could take place in the offseason, potentially. They've both kind of agreed to it, and they're just kind of ironing out. So we could have a real answer to this in the future. So please go on our Facebook, go on our Twitter page. That will do it for this week's episode. Be sure to tell your friends if you like what you heard. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode. We'll be back again next week.
Listen to some Rush.